The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess had a fairly strong start when it comes to speedrunning, finding things like obtaining the Master Sword early fairly fast. At the beginning of this year, the runner Gymnast86 created and revealed a task of this game's speedrun, which completed the game in 2 hours, 33 minutes and 10 seconds. This is 23 minutes faster than the current world record by Adam, who completed the game in 2 hours, 56 minutes and 35 seconds. In order to achieve this time, he had to use save states for over 99,000 times, which should show just how much effort it is to create those videos. While the route the tool-assisted run uses is based off of the any percent speedrun route, it is still insane thinking about the fact that the world record and the optimized run of this route are only 23 minutes apart. Just like we said, the task and the speedrun are using the same base route, making a lot of sections seem similar. However, there are a few sections that really stick out. Like the Sky Temple, for example, which is the temple we'll be showing you today. For this video, we'll be using set footage of the current world record by Adam and the tool-assisted speedrun by Gymnast. Also, a little note here again, we'll be leaving out the boss fight in this video as it doesn't differ all too much from the casual way in both runs.
As we get out of the water, we head to the left and over the bridge. Once we're close enough, we use the claw shot to activate the trigger sitting way above the gate, which ultimately opens it. The following cutscene is skipped, and we take our first steps into the temple itself. Here we head to the right and throw the boomerang in order to perform a trick called long jump attack, which only works on the GameCube version. This one is done by throwing the boomerang over a gap and jump slashing as it hovers over the void in order to perform, as the name says, a really far-reaching jump attack. We go up the blocks and through the door, but before doing so we turn into Wolf Link and open the door from as far back as possible, as this skips triggering the fan, which would make the boss key inaccessible. Once in the room, we use the claw shot on the left in order to go outside again. Here we drop down and use the spinner in order to roll out a bridge by mashing A, which we reach afterwards by using the claw shot once again. We go over the bridge, roll against the wind in order to stay on it, and open the door, where we then use the claw shot one more time to get a small key chest. After getting the key, it's time to use the claw shot again and head back out. We get onto the bridge again, hop onto the railing and make our way back inside where we originally came from. Once back in that room, we just head across to the other side of the outside area, where we then go to the right to summon another bridge, which is followed by a locked door. As we just collected a key, the door doesn't cause any problems here and we can enter it. In this room, we're met with several fans. We go to the right, perform another long jump attack, and go through the door on our right again. The next room isn't that different technique-wise. A couple of long jump attacks, and leave it again through the right. In here, 2 Denolfos await us in a manner that reminds one of the fights back in the Ocarina of Time days, just with less lava and more void. A jump slash in the beginning, followed by a certain position, leads to the Denolfos just dropping into the void after a single quick spin.
The task starts out by walking over the bridge and opening the gate the same way the speedrun does. From here, it also performs 2 long jump attacks to reach the other door in the opposite side of the room. Just like the speedrun, we turn into a wolf and skip the fan from triggering, which allows us to get the boss key early. Unlike the speedrun, the task heads for the boss key right away and uses the claw shot to get onto the upper level to open the door. It heads outside, uses a long jump attack just like the speedrun, goes into the boss key room and opens the chest to grab it. Then it heads back down and goes outside again without taking damage, as that is important for an upcoming trick. Here it heads to the right and uses the spinner to roll out a bridge, at which a locked door awaits us. But it didn't collect a small key yet, which the speedrun did acquire earlier. It uses a jump slash to get onto the railing on the right, then jumps on a ledge next to the temple where it slides down and then jump slashes onto the platform below it. Well, this seems fairly easy to perform. This area is blocked by a couple of invisible walls, rendering this jump slash extremely precise. However, it still needs to get up into the area which it needs a key for, and this is where an insane trick comes into play. The trick is called Claw Shot Actor Displacement. It allows the player for claw shottable actors to be pulled towards Link. This is done by entering a false state while the claw shot is active. Sounds simple, but is rather precise to pull off. The task does this to displace the pillars and then uses bombs to damage Link, which ultimately makes the pillars stop moving. It then throws a boomerang upwards and makes it carry a bomb. While the boomerang is flying, it hookshots the upper pillar and hits itself with a bomb in order to land on the pillar it pulled down first. This one might be invisible, but it's still active and available. Another bomb is now being thrown along with a boomerang in order to blow Link onto a pillar higher up, which is then followed by hookshotting the vines in the upper area to ultimately skip the small key entirely. Here it lands on the railing and uses another long jump attack in order to make it to the other side of the room and exit. Just like the speedrun, it uses a couple of long jump attacks to head into the Denalfo's room, which are apparently scared of claw shots and jump into their death all by themselves.
We claw shot the switch on the ceiling and activate a fan which helps us reach the higher platform with an aku. Okay? What is it exactly? I have no idea. These are being used in the next room with a couple more streams, followed by landing on top of the broken wall and using a setup in order to skip the next puzzle by flying towards the wall and dropping the oko in order to grab the ledge. From here we proceed to the room on the left, grab one of those weird chicken things, and use the iron boots to quickly get down to the last floor and use the door on the right. We put on iron boots, trigger the ceiling switch to turn off the fan, and drop to the bottom using the iron boots. In here, a threatening mini-boss guarding the double claw shot awaits us, which we just ignore because the hookshotable spot is reachable with the gate closed. Here we just save the game and reset, leaving the mini-boss there guarding a chest with nothing in it. Doing so brings us back to the chest with the small key we opened before, onto which we side hop, jump slash into the railing, and then head back out. Here we once again head back over the bridge and inside, where we then use the claw shot to get to the upper floor again and get out once more. Outside we use the claw shot again to get even higher, and then use another long jump attack to cross the gap in order to get to the room with the boss key. We grab it and then use the hole in the ground to hop all the way down to get outside of the temple once more. Here a puzzle awaits us for which we originally have to activate a fan in order to make the panels start moving. However, if we hit the very top of the hookshotable area, Link will grab the ledge and we can climb onto the panels themselves. To get to and over the last one, we need to chain a few targets of the Gale Boomerang in order to perform a series of 2 long jump attacks, which finally allows us to get to the other side. Once in this room, we claw shot the grid behind us and onto the rotors once more, which we then activate by hitting a switch above the grip we hooked onto first. We hookshot onto another rotor and continue doing so until we're high enough to reach another switch. This lets the last rotor move, which allows us to finally claw shot into the last target and get to the boss.
It activates the ceiling switch and uses an uku to fly to the updraft room, where it then pulls off the same skip the speedrun does by grabbing the ledge after dropping the uku. How do you pronounce that? After entering the next room, it doesn't grab an uku and just jumps down with iron boots attached, which is then followed by an extremely precise jump attack onto the bottom platform. After entering the next room, it doesn't grab an uku. It goes through the door, hookshots the switch, puts in iron boots, and releases the switch before the cutscene starts, allowing Link to just drop through the fan while the cutscene's still active. Doing so starts the fight for the double claw shot as early as possible, which is also skipped just like the speedrun does. It saves and resets the game to exit the fight, however, it respawns at the beginning of the temple as it never collected the small key. It long jump attacks its way to the opposite door once more, but doesn't skip triggering the fan at the boss key this time, as it already has the boss key in its inventory. Once outside again, it uses the claw shot to grab the top of the panels and then follows with a long jump attack just like the speedrun does in order to get to the last room of the temple. This room is mostly the same as the speedrun one, except for the fact that it takes a different route to get to the boss door, which is a little more precise, but faster.
Now, since we're not really gonna cover the boss fight, we will at least mention the most interesting trick seen in both the TAS and speedrun, because it's quite clever. Overall, the fight is straightforward and not that different from the normal way of doing it. However, when trying to get on his back, there's one handy trick. When you're hanging off the flying plants with the hookshot, you can actually trick the boss by using your iron boots to slowly go down. By doing this, Argorok will think that you fell down and will therefore stop breathing fire all around the place, giving the runner and TAS the chance to get behind him and on his back. Besides that, it's just like normal, and in no time, the beast is defeated.
Thank you for watching our little video on the Twilight Princess. We hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, you might want to give subscribing a shot. maybe? Please?